All right. Welcome to the May 12th, 2022 Shitty Party number 2. It's the Let's Get Our Shit Together party, and this is hosted by the partners in creating this homeostatic mutual exchange. So I'm going to share my screen so you know what we're talking about, and you will also get a chance to introduce yourselves. But the homeostatic mutual exchange is this is the beginning stages, and it is something that's in progress. It's an open source ecosystem of technical tools to support mutual aid work. So the aim is to connect peer-to-peer workflows, good, healthy governance, often based in sociocratic principles where everyone has a say, everyone has a stake, connecting peer-to-peer mutual credit systems like time banking and other forms of mutual credit, being able to pool money, cooperative ownership and stewardship, connecting all these things together with some social network flows to really create opportunities for us to do the work that we want to do in the world, the work that's needed by our communities and our families and our planet, and be able to be well sustained economically by using these peer-to-peer economic tools with a solid values basis that we've all been espousing for a long time, using those to both create the system that supports us doing that, and just be able to have work and life flow more fluidly and be well supported. So in the humans, we've been calling it a lively humanhood. So our mission is to create means for everyone to discover and succeed in work they want to do with the support of their community. And we've been really fortunate to meet Goratz from Humanum, and you can describe that when you introduce yourself, and Sibyl, who we've known for a long time, who was working on Valera and who designed our first mutual aid platform. This is bringing to fruition a lot of relationships and partnerships that have been going for a long time, and we are looking to take the next step and have some space where we can work together, and not only work in our own communities in ways that support the kind of thriving life and economy that we want to do, but we can work across our communities and really share across communities and networks around the world to make everything easier for each other. So explicitly supporting one another's work. And then what you're looking at right here, we're going to guide you through this software that it's just to a point where we're able to use it now. And then we are going to build on it further as we go. So there's a link in the chat that I'll encourage you to click on. And people who are just getting signed up are going to go in a breakout room with Goratz and get your permissions together and just make sure that you can log in and catch up. And the people who've been here before, we're going to go to a different room and we're going to set up a project and really start using this tool so it becomes easier to use and understand. So before we dive into that, let's just do a quick go around who you are and where you are and what's your relationship to mutual aid, economy, however you want to represent it, sort of like your brief elevator pitch for your project. So Randy, do you want to go first just because?
Sure. Again, Randy Coloni from Madison. My connection to Mutual Aid Network is having the good fortune of knowing Stephanie, and she's been teaching me lots of things. I've gotten involved through a project I'm involved in called Save the Farm that has to do with a 65-acre parcel of land right in the city, right near a grocery store, right near mass transit, that we're trying to guide into being something other than a Walmart or a bunch of McMansion subdivisions. The idea is to have protected green space and conservation land, an urban farm, and then very affordable housing. And that's the project. Two developers have teamed up and bought the land. They have been in contact with us, and they know that we've got a lot of community support behind us. And so we're working to both guide them in our direction and possibly negotiate parts of it for us to do on our own. So that's basically what's going on. And one big element of that for me is I want to see a community where people share resources, skills, and resources. And this urban farm is a perfect setup for facilitating that. So that's my spiel.
Beautiful. Thanks. Eric?
Yes, I'm living in Barrie, Vermont. I've only been here since 2007. Previously, I lived in Germany for 36 years and was involved in the peace and environmental movement there and in all over Europe. I've been involved with time banking since the 2000s when I was first in the time bank in Germany, and I really like the idea of equality of work and exchanges, and found a time bank here in Vermont, in which I became very involved in, and with the time banking movement in the United States. Since 2011, I've been working as a technical coordinator for timebanks.org, especially supporting the Community Weaver software and time banks all over the place that are using that. And through that work also worked with Stephanie, and I'm really excited about some of the goals of humans and what you're doing. I participated in some calls on interoperability of software, which I think is an important thing, because there's so many different softwares out there doing some of the same things, and they don't speak to each other. They could, if people wanted that. And although it's very important to have, I think, regional and local networks, that's where it really works. It's also important to have the interoperability.
Awesome. Yes, we hope to help facilitate that with this project in ways. Boratz, do you want to go next? Or maybe it was a bad time.
Yes, no, it's okay. I was just working on reaching Stephanie, Sibyl. Okay, I'm from Slovenia. I'm in my previous life, I was involved in many different kinds of projects, all revolving around software development, organization, and at the end, I was even working with animation and such stuff. And then I decided I have enough of this capitalist exploitation, and I said, is there anything that common people, normal people, as we are, do to change the course of history? Something like that. And I've come up with some strange ideas like a reciprocity loop and other things, and we are building now the first test of what hopefully it will become a little bit different model of how to cooperate and how to work together and how to share stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of shit to clean up. So that's why.
Shitty in several ways. DJ?
Yeah. So
And
next one.
That's why we have a shitty party, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So my name is BJ Andreski, and I'm the founder of St. Pete Time Bank in St. Petersburg, Florida. Been involved with time banking since 2014 when I joined Tampa Bay Time Bank. Worked very closely with the late Dr. Marie Nelson there, and met a bunch of fantastic time bank people, and have been a Stephanie stalker ever since. But I love, what you stand for and what you do, and how it's always cooperative and much bigger than you are. And the board, which I am no longer on anymore, I stepped down after 5 years of running the time bank, and the board is investigating multiple software platforms for use in St. Pete Time Bank. And last week, I was a little bit late in getting here, but one of our other board members was here. So I'm just kind of here to be along for the ride and see how it goes and give suggestions to the existing board.
Great. So I'm going to give you an overview tour, and then I'll check in about what the needs are for breakout rooms. So you should be able to click this link, and I'll encourage you to do that, because the more you do things along with us, the more you'll just be used to it and it'll become easier. So I think you already have that link, but when you click that, this says roughly what we're aiming for. And thank you, Goratz. And this is a cooperative venture, and we're doing this. We're practicing with a reciprocity loop model of financing it, and I'm going to try to give that in a nutshell. But one aspect of it is the people who are participating will be governing this. So we're working on pricing, and the way the reciprocity loop model works is it is really embodying the values that we have, where every contributor, every type of contribution is valued, and one type of contribution is being a user who pays the fees to use the software. All contributors get a stake in whatever returns come in. So people will pay to use the software. It'll displace money we're paying to Zoom, to some Google, to our server hosting, and it's going to pay for our software and server space and things that we would use and pay for anyhow. And we will have an ownership stake in it, and that will give us part of the returns based on a formula that we have all agreed to in the governance. So everyone is an owner, everyone reaps whatever benefits. We all have an incentive to help spread the use of the software and to make it good and to make it successful, and then we get returns that come with that. And we get to demonstrate how a true cooperative practice and building cooperative networks creates win-win situations economically. And it's not only possible, but it can create a positive self-reinforcing feedback loop. Goratz, do you want to clarify that?
Well, just maybe, yeah, just to be really clear that usually people think of if somebody invests, it's like an investor, and that's separate from all other users. Here in the reciprocity loop, it doesn't really matter if you are an investor or if you are a normal user paying for the service. And the difference between the normal business as usual and reciprocity loop is that, in essence, whatever you pay, it's not the price you pay. Basically, you pay a contribution, and your contribution is valued as an investment into whatever is going on. And then, if it is a profit at the end of the year, you are part of that profit that is created. That's it. That's it in the essence.
Separately, we'll do sessions on that. So Goratz has this excellent simulation, and we'll have sessions where we are intending to schedule something, Randy, with you and Tim here locally, but it doesn't have to be just local. We're intending to schedule a session where we dive into our actual reciprocity loop agreements and make some more and get going. So one example is the Madison Mutual Aid Network asked for some money in a grant and got $2,000 for us to invest as investment in a reciprocity loop terms into the software. So we get a chance to kickstart the development of this a bit, and we're buying into future returns, so it's beneficial to us. So shall we move on to the demonstration? Sybil's here. Eric has a login. Pardon?
Yeah, is Sibyl? Sibyl said, she's here already. Okay.
I'm
good.
here. Sorry,
Okay, perfect. No problem.
I had a nap and
Oh.
then I fall totally asleep.
Good. Well,
I'm so sorry.
All right, well
So-
rested.
But you did it very well.
So yeah, I'm gonna start giving the tour, and Eric has a login. So Goratz, maybe you could just make sure he has the right permissions while we
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
started.
you already have.
Good.
Just maybe to log out and log in again to test the stuff. That would be good.
Great. And then Cyril, will you introduce yourself and then I'll start the tour?
Sure, Stephanie. So I'm Sibylle Saint-Giron from France. I'm president of value organizations that do many things, actualize wealth, human wealth, to make a better world together. And also the vice president of the currently of the man of the humans, and the mother of the wither map, and that was used for 6 years, I think, in the software in Odoo, because I come from a software perspective, and also all the collective intelligence and money, alternative economy, and I believe that we can make it. about to make it and to attune together.
Wonderful.
And here is our second session, but and I've worked hard. That's why I was having a little nap.
Thank you for all your hard work. So what we're looking at now is the old map. And one of the things that we will be doing, not today, but we will be getting stuff that we had put on the old map and putting it on the new map as it is relevant. And for today, we are focusing on the map, and getting there. So you have gone to this place, test 1 p.m. suites. Has everyone gone there? Where you can see welcome home?
Yes.
Here is a really important guide. Up here it says working at home. So let's click on that.
Working at home. I'm sorry, that's on the website? It says
Yep.
working.
So it's right at the top across here. And let me know when you find it.
The menu, yes, just where we are supposed to put a logo.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And here's someone new. So let's just pause for a moment and welcome Brendan.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hello, Brendan.
Good. I'm interested in mutual aid, and I'm working on coordinating projects. A few projects around basically sort of support for complex kind of emergency and crisis situations that are where there's like nowhere to turn, and kind of figuring out how that can interact with mutual aid, and like signaling, just letting needs be known and so on, and capacities as well and so on. And one of my collaborators forwarded me an email about this, so I'm just saw it. I'm checking in.
Great. Welcome. And where are you located?
I'm in Wisconsin, currently kind of central rural Wisconsin, and yeah.
Fantastic. So, and I'm really glad for that question. So it's up to you if you want to. Some of us are setting up accounts here so you can actually do this stuff along with us. You're welcome to do that, or you're welcome to just follow along and just see what we're talking about. So it's up to you. If you do want to set up a login, we'll have you go to a breakout room to see that, but I'll just give you a quick overview first. Do you want to just watch along for today, or do you want to try it?
I can try it. I have a background in tech stuff, so I probably don't need necessarily. I mean, I'm interested to see it, but like for making an account, I can probably figure that out.
Cool. Okay, so I put a link in the chat that takes you. I'm just gonna back up really quickly. So I put a link in the chat that takes you to the homepage that is just saying what we're doing. So this that we are creating is an open source ecosystem of tech tools to support mutual aid work. So when you're talking about like fast, sort of real-time offers and needs and connecting people, what we're focused on here today is a couple or like organizer levels above that. It's not like the super fast communication. So, and the aim of this is each of us will have a dashboard ultimately where the different tools are connected from one dashboard. So you can have like your Discord or Signal or Telegram channel that also you might see a federated thread that has things that are topics on Facebook or on other like Mighty Networks or social.coop, and you would also like be able to go and do your exchange modules from like one dashboard where you understand the things that you want to do and they interact when they need to via some sort of back end process is the long-term picture. And right now we're focusing on what coordinators would use to create and manage tasks and projects and have members sign up and just like facilitate the collaborative work to create projects. So does that seem like Civil and Goraz, is that a good enough orientation to sort of where we are today?
I think yes. Maybe Goraz, you want to add something?
Yeah, well, we as we say on the web page, we are still unpacking, so it's far from being finished. Yes. So it's a kind of a alpha stage.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I mean, a lot of what I'm have in mind, and I've thought a lot about how to do software to help coordinate this, is where it's not like most of these are types of things that are predictable, and it's like it's more about like people. For example, caregivers, like people can survive without a caregiver sometimes for a while, but like it's like impossible to find anyone. Like I know so many people, like even to help out here and there, or some, there's all these, there's numerous examples, and I'm kind of studying and analyzing this from like a macro and in terms of specific situations and in between. And there's not, and I've been working with people in different ways, mostly remotely, and there's no, we haven't really found software to help manage even like inventory or logistics, like, keeping in stock.
Yeah. Okay. So
all
let's
these
give
things.
you the tour then, because maybe this is going to help, because Odoo is very powerful. It has a lot of capabilities. Yeah. And maybe you're somewhat familiar with it, but you'll see sort of this suite of what is being put together. And then we'll see where there are questions, because it is really important for us to be addressing like what the user needs are. So please feel free to jump in, and I'm going to start the tour. So going from here, I'm going to recommend that people click the working at home thing. And has everyone found it? It's the menu item across the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll to the bottom to coordinating. So Civil, thank you. She created this page. So it's a guide to the tools that we have and what we'll be using. And this is a way to, start having something like that dashboard. It's like a rough draft toward it. So under coordinating, what I'm going to recommend that you do is when you click on something, do you know how to click it and drag it to open it in a new tab? Does anybody not know how?
Let's see.
This, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a project together, and you are welcome to make your own if you're already in here making a project and you're like seeing like, oh, I see how to do that. I want to try it for Save the Farm. Go ahead and try it for Save the Farm. That's fine. So you can either go along with us as the same project, but we'll just kind of check back in. So I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna make a new project today. Was someone asking a question? All right, we are making a new thing right now here in Madison that we're calling 94 Corridor. So I'm looking at animate work discussion. I'm gonna click that link. I'm gonna click it into a new tab if I can, but it's not that big of a deal if you just click it. So everyone please click that link. And we're automatically in a chat together. So I can write, hi, do you want to work on actually what we'll do today, do you want to work on the Shitty Party project together? So I've typed that to you. Do you see it?
Yes.
Whoops. The link that we're referring to is working at home. It's in the menu across the top of the homepage, and then we went from the bottom of coordinating. So Eric, have you found it? And feel free, people, feel free to jump in verbally because I don't see the questions till I've moved on.
It was only the last, I've been working at home. I'm at the bottom, but then there was a link.
The link says animate discussion. Animate work discussion. So we're under the coordinating part. After you scroll down,
Oh, okay.
working at home.
Discussion.
Yeah, so animate work discussion. And if you can put it into another tab, that's good, but clicking the link is what we're doing. So now we're all in a discussion together. And I'm asking if you want to work on this. If I wanted to start a web meeting, I could do that. Do you see this camera up in the top? So I don't know, it might crash everything out for me because I have it on Zoom already. But look, see how it's starting a video call there for me?
And because it's the first time that they ask you about camera on.
Yeah. So I'm not going to do it because I'm worried it'll ruin this if I try to have two calls at once.
It won't work. Better not.
Right. So, but does everyone see how that works? We can go ahead and set up a video call right from this chat.
So as long as everyone is logged in to the PMI cloud, then the chat works, the video chat works.
Yes, the one in this channel.
But I think that
Gotcha.
you actually don't have to be logged in.
No, no.
This one,
Yes.
this chat is set up to allow guests. So if you have a link, you can talk.
Yeah, so what I could do is, and I'm going to do this tomorrow, Randy. Yeah, you said you'd be at Dreamtime. So we have a really cool opportunity coming up for this 94 Corridor project to partner with different cities. And we're inviting some of them to come to Dreamtime tomorrow. And we can do this. We can start this chat and see who wants to stay involved.
Mhm.
And then what I will do from there, so that's public. We could start a call if we want to, or we can just get people's, buy-in, and then I could share there the link to go set themselves up in this working at home thing to go make a login where I gave you the first thing. So here I've invited people to a chat. I sent them an email. It had that link in it that I got from here about animating a work discussion. And then there I could give them this. So we've asked them if they want to be part of this project and manage the project in this way. And those who want to can go here and create a login. I meant from the homepage. And then after they do that, they are in here as contacts. So Civil and Goratz, do I need to set them up as contacts differently than having them create a login?
Well, if they go through login, they will create their own own contact. If you go through,
Login is not there. It's at the top of this page. This is to go to contact. If you're talking about contact, it's all the contact of everybody. But this, if you talk about joining, this is on the top of this page where you are currently.
Yeah, so they would join at the top of this page.
Mm.
And I'm going to show you the partners and contacts. Then once I'm logged in, I can see the different contacts, and
you can search for somebody.
Yes.
For Eric, for example, he's now he has in, or Brendan. Let's see.
because they have to be signed up to work on the project together. But they don't have to be signed up. We can keep having a discussion with them. We can put them on a mailing list. So I'm gonna, all the people who want to join got a chance to sign up there, and now there are contacts for them. If they want,
and I have to say that later some guest would be able to come also in project, but just now we are starting by coordinators. So now we are more talking for coordinators user than for what I would call simple user with no judgment in it.
yes. So now I want to make a project with the people who decided they want to actually work on it together. Are we ready to try that? Or did I lose anyone? I did go on some unplanned tangents, so I apologize.
Let me ask one question in terms of navigating. Okay, right now I'm in the chat area. If I wanted to go back a step, is there a back arrow, or how do you navigate from the screen I'm at to another screen?
Are you at the chat cloud?
Yes.
At the chat screen?
I'm at the PMI suite cloud.
I don't see something on this screen,
Oh,
so that would be a good thing to add. Civil or Goratz, should we be seeing
what? To do what?
Once you click over, that was a reason I'm suggesting to open things in a new tab, so it's easy to just go back to the other tab.
Yes, that's what I'm doing also.
So that's how I do it.
Oh, I see. So there
Later-
isn't a navigation back
And once-
tab. Okay.
Yes.
No, this
Not
is
yet.
not.
Not yet.
Look, just to this PMI suite that you are seeing. This is a Nextcloud. This is different application that Odoo is, which is where you have contacts and the stuff. So there are two different servers, two different websites. Everything different. So you can't go back.
Yeah,
But you
so
can have a
not yet.
tab. Well,
Yes.
when you will have a dashboard, then you go to dashboard and then you go from dashboard everywhere. But right now it's not. We are not there yet.
Right.
yeah,
I
this is
understand.
like the workaround. This is like the manual version of a thing, which is why I'm going to just recommend to keep this open and go back and forth from here.
Sure.
Yes.
That's fine.
And later there will be a single sign-in between the two apps also.
Sure.
Yes. So going back to here, can we all click projects and pull that into a new tab and open that in a new tab?
Usually when you click it, automatically it creates a new tab. Well, that's what I ask. I hope it will open.
Yeah, it works for me.
Oh, good. So I'm at projects. Is everyone else at projects who wants to be?
It didn't go into a new tab for me. I have to use the create a new tab or middle button of the mouse.
Maybe depend of the browser.
Yes,
Probably.
same here, Civil. It did not for me as well.
have to use-
Sorry. What
So-
browser are you using actually?
What
My
browser?
browser is Chrome.
The one I have open now is Chrome. Yeah.
Chrome.
Okay.
I'm
That's what I'm
used to
using.
using the middle button, but I know many people aren't and wouldn't
But
find that
yes, it's
difficult.
depending. It's not always the same browsers that make the problem. I don't
Do you
know.
see
Oh, yeah.
projects?
I don't, I'm on my website that's got home, working at home.
Stephanie,
Okay, at the
choose-
bottom under coordinating, just you want to stay in that coordinating segment at the bottom of that
Okay.
page. Then do you see projects? It's under the second bullet point.
Getting down here.
Projects
Let's
and
see.
tasks.
Where the hell am I? Commitments, product services.
and Stephanie, in project, you should group by, go
Yeah,
to
I will.
favorite.
Yeah,
favorite.
I will. I just wanted to show everybody.
Yes. But very soon they will have by default right columns. The right
Randy, are you looking at coordinating with the dancers?
Right now I'm at welcome home
Mhm.
and
And then go working at home.
okay, there's working at home. Okay.
Then go to the bottom of the page with the dancers. And that's the coordinating part. And this is like our dashboard
it.
for now as coordinators. So that's
Right.
the one I recommend keeping open and then drag the links to other tabs. So
All right. I still don't see projects.
it's under, so it says coordinating and there's animate work discussion in the next bullet points, fill and manage team spaces. It's like the last line of that bullet point says
Right.
projects and tasks.
Okay, give out projects.
And then like pull it up to another tab to open it.
Forgive my naivete. Okay, I'm in coordinating. Oh, there's projects. Okay, I'm gonna drag that up to a new tab here. And now I'm in Odoo.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
And does it look like my screen?
I gotta enlarge yours to see. Yes.
So mine
Okay.
isn't automatically grouping them. I like to click on this middle part and go group by type. So I'm going to recommend that you do that.
Stephanie, mine does not open up in a project. It opens up to your website, documents, quotations, sales orders, invoices.
Okay. You don't have yet. Okay, let me go and
Give some access, right?
give you access. Right, just a second.
Thank you.
Did other people group them by type?
Right, I'm looking for that option. Let's see, undefined new project.
Oh yeah, so it's above that. There's like little boxes that says filters and then group by, it has 3 lines, star that says favorites.
Okay.
Once again, this will be easier very soon. We have some little setups that are not totally finished.
All right, what I'm looking at on projects with the list of things below, I've got a T, 3 lines and a star.
It's the 3 lines, click that.
Okay, project manager, customer, status type,
Click
and
type.
add custom group type. Okay.
And yeah, this will be a default view soon.
And this is organizing it by type of project, I take it.
Yeah, it's actually, we'll just change that word. Right now it's organizing it by community.
Okay.
But under the humans column, you'll see a project called Home Starting, and that's
Yes.
what we're doing. So let's click on that.
Okay.
BJ, you should have access now. Can you just refresh? Eric, do you have access to the project?
I'm in projects home starting.
Great. So here we are at Shitty Party number 1. I'm going to put that in the done column.
Just
And
to
then,
explain you,
actually, I meant to delete that before.
here we are in all the tasks that has to be done in the project.
Oh,
So
right.
we can call it the task board of a project, and you can choose how you want to organize the flow of the workflow of your task. And we'll see what there is in task. But a project has several tasks.
So these are the tasks, and they're in different columns: backlog wishes, backlog priorities, in process, and then done. We could change names of the categories too, or add categories. That's fine. There's a canceled category. But for now, I'm going to show you, I put the shitty party task in done. Right now, I'm going to go to edit that task because we did the shitty party number 1. So what I want to do is I wanted to make it be done, but also we want to show the work that we did on it. So I clicked to edit it. And now do you see by description, see on this?
In description, we should have put links or maybe the email or
So we'll do
everything
that. Yeah, so let's do that later, but I don't want to do it right now. We'll put our whole agenda, and we could add, what we should do is add the recording. So we'll do that. We'll either put a link to it or we'll actually put that with it. And I'll show you why later. Is the more detail we have here, the better. Also, I'm going to timesheets. Oh, and good. We logged everyone's time for the shitty party. So most of us are time bankers. This is how we start really logging hours and exchanging them. I want to be clear, we don't have an exchange module within this, and we don't have ours, not yet. We don't have ours set up yet. When we set it up, which is very soon, the Madison Mutual Aid Network has an exchange module that's built in Community Forge and modified, and it can exchange any kind of mutual credit. So you can set it up however you wish. So we are going to use that. But for now, it's good enough, in my opinion, to just keep the timesheets, because we are banking our time. And then when we set up our exchange thing, we can just take that time from the human's account, which is how we approach things like this. So we're out of the home account, actually, more accurately. So home is the project that's our collaboration to create this software, and we are logging our contributions to doing so by making these timesheets.
Forgive me, Stephanie, I'm looking at a different screen than you are, and I'm not sure exactly why. I'm looking at projects/home starting.
Great.
And so, I've got backlog wishes, but I don't have any highlighted.
So do you see shitty party?
Click on shitty party 1.
All I've got is backlog wishes, backlog priorities, and in process.
I think you have to click on home starting. That's what I
No,
did.
it's because it's done.
It's
and
because
done.
I made it be done, but I wonder why it's not showing you that.
Okay, I just went to done. Now I see it there.
Okay, you see it.
The column should be fold because done, you don't need to see them anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah, so it's just because the column was collapsed. Sorry.
Right,
so
but
anyhow, yeah, now when you click on shitty party, now you can see the description and the timesheets tab. So we logged people's time. I'm just going to save this.
Also, you can, save. That's good too.
Yeah, so what I'm going to
things to edit and save. And also you can make some notes and send message to the people that follow this task.
Because so I'll show them that when I make the new one, because we'll do it with ourselves. Yes. We'll do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this because we needed to do more shitty parties. And so we don't need to make it up again. So I'm going to duplicate shitty party number 1. So now we have that. And now I'll put that in process and I'll change the title to be shitty party number 2. If I can. Oh, shitty party number 2. So here we go. We didn't have to make a whole new project, and it just replicates the things, and then we can edit them. And what I can do, or what you could do, I would ask you to sign up as followers. So do you see, have you clicked back? You can click back into home starting to find this.
And no, we will add to timesheet because the task has been duplicated, but not the people who have recorded their time.
Great.
I suppose. Check.
So everyone here, could you please Have you clicked on Shitty Party number 2 yet?
Yes.
And you know how to follow, Stephanie?
Yeah, so go over to the right-hand column and click to follow. I'm already following, so mine doesn't say it. But do you see this on the right-hand side?
Let's see, under more, let's see.
Actually,
Done.
you can see who is following when you click on.
Yeah,
Is it
so
right?
right now
Yes.
it's just you and me, Sybil, are following.
I've got assigned to, no, that's.
How do
that's
you
not-
open the side thing? Mine's already open, so I don't know how to open it from being closed. That's the problem. See, my sidebar's open and yours isn't. So Sybil, how do you open it or close it?
This is supposed to be open always. Maybe something about user rights. I don't know.
So Randy, you don't see a little chat thing on the side?
On the right
Are you
side,
on a phone?
No, I'm on my computer and
what
what
do you see on the right side?
on,
Right
on,
panel.
on my screen, I'm looking at Shitty Party number 2.
On the right, on the right.
It just goes, it ends at more. It's got across the top, it's got backlog wishes, backlog
Okay.
priorities, in
Oh,
process and
I
more.
see. I see. Up at the very top, you see yourself on the right-hand side,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
to the left of it, there's a voice bubble.
Okay,
that be it?
conversations,
No, I don't think it.
activities. Okay, across the top,
Yeah.
I've got projects, tasks, assignments, and then going to the right, I've got a cartoon balloon with a 1 that's conversations.
Cartoon balloon.
Yeah.
Look,
Go ahead.
maybe you have send message and stuff under the shitty party. Just go under.
Yes, sometimes it's under.
It depends on
Oh,
your
okay. Browser. Do you see send message, log notes, follow?
under.
Okay,
Underneath?
I've now got below send message, log note, and
Great.
follow
Yeah.
to the right. Yes.
Yeah.
It
So
was
everyone
underneath.
on here, please click follow.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
All right. Has everyone seen it to click it? Who wants to? Yeah, please click follow if you're willing to.
Just BJ, you just go. You have to go to project. It discuss. This is the default login screen.
And when I go to project, it says, oh, now it's showing. Okay, we're good. It just took a minute.
Cool. I'm gonna put, so yeah, have you found now home creation? I put a link directly to this task so you all could follow it if you.
So those followers has been copied when we duplicate, but not the time sheets recorded. Just
Yeah,
to-
which is appropriate because you can't
Yes,
assume that.
that's very appropriate.
Yeah, so has everybody found the shitty party task?
I've got the
I'm not sure
project.
because only Randy, sorry, I've managed to be followers. Congrats, have you managed?
I thought so. Shitty Party.
Randy's on. Randy's on. Goratz isn't on. So we need. So Goratz and BJ, do you need help finding the project and task?
Yeah, he's working with me on the
Oh, good.
backside because I keep on
Oh.
getting kicked out.
Great. So meanwhile,
And thing that is important is really to put, yes, activities, notes, message, if you can explain.
yes. So what I'm
And
doing.
also, sorry, you know this, I don't know the name, pin, where you can, where close to where you subscribe to follow, you can join some document too.
Yes. Okay. So I'm sending a message to the people who are already following. This should come to you in your email. you could send us messages too. So if we need to know something about a task, we can write to each other here. If we need to let each other know something that we don't need to bother them by email, we can log a note. Usually this is going to be probably good enough. Like, I worked on this today, please check it out.
Exactly.
And this would go to our normal email. Or
If I send a message, it'll go to your normal email. If I log a note, it just stays here. So this is like a worker log. Like at Mother Fools, we have a staff log that people write in to communicate.
Actually, you decide where you will receive. It can be only internal, or it can be on your normal mailbox.
Okay.
Oh, good. And everyone's following. And yeah, when you sign up to follow,
you can decide what.
Yeah.
But I don't see your message in this shitty party following thing. So
is it underneath? It would be underneath where you found the send message part.
no, that's
Reload then.
okay. Let's do that. Okay, because I've got stage change, task created,
Maybe
refresh. Let's see.
Yes.
Okay.
Computer refresh.
Okay, the last entry I've got was 7 minutes ago. Task created.
You don't see. I worked on this today.
No. Let me look in my regular email.
On the, excuse me, it's on the last is more the opposite of recent is the last.
The oldest.
The oldest, thank you. And the first is the more recent.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
So it is there.
Yes,
Great.
it is. It's on the top.
Yes, it's
So
okay.
any of you, please go ahead and log a note. Just write something to us.
Got it.
Yes.
Stephanie, catch me up if you will, please. Is this
sure.
a pending project in progress or complete that I should be on?
So are you at projects then right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, projects, and then it says home starting under in progress. Do you see home starting?
Yep.
Click that. And then it says all the different tasks. And then click on shitty party number 2.
I'm just not seeing the same thing.
Oh, do you see the words in process?
Yes.
Click
Thank you.
that and it'll open a column up maybe.
Okay, I just sent I logged a note.
Good.
So BJ, do you see it yet?
Yep, trying to find out where to log a note because I was behind. Yeah, I was behind. So, but I'm catching up.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it's either to the right of the shitty party number 2 screen or it's underneath, depending on your browser view.
I think it actually depends more on the width of the window. If I make my window narrow, it falls to the bottom. If I make it wide, it comes to the side.
Yes.
And
All
so I think
right.
it's a formatting issue.
It also depends on your preferences. You can go if you want if you go to your profile, you have preferences, and then you can set, do you want it on the left or on the bottom, something like that.
So next I'm going to schedule an activity for us. I've never done this. So so let's schedule a meeting for shitty party number 2. Or we could do a to-do, or we could upload a document. Actually, I'm going to schedule to upload a document. Because I want to add this
video
recording. So completed date summary and Zoom recording of shitty party number 2. So this will be in my to-do list and I can remember to do it. And then I can just do a timesheet off it. So I'll schedule to do that by the 17th. And so that's a thing that we've done. And then I'll have that in my inbox and I'll remember to do that. Thank
Is
you.
it an inbox item or does it go onto a calendar?
Yes, it will be in dashboard, my activities.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can show you that later.
Yes.
So then what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna log our time. So I'd like each of you to log your time, but I'm gonna log Randy's time to show you.
Yes, and we cannot do it all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
At the same page exactly, you know, same record.
Okay. Okay, so check it out. I'll start with Randy's time and mine, and that'll be the demonstration, and then you can each work
Yes.
on logging your time. So do you see under Shitty Party number 2, it says timesheets. There's a tab that says timesheets down here. Is everyone seeing it? Did you find it?
Yep.
All right. So, oh yeah, I have to click edit. Oops. So I have to click edit up here, and then I'm going to timesheets. Sorry, I didn't do that first. So today I facilitated Shitty Party number 2. Everyone who's been here, please log your time, because like
It would be one
time
and a half.
banking values were built on. Actually, I'm going to give myself more time because it took more time. Like the time banking values were built on, all work is valuable. So you're coming and, you know, struggling through this with us in this shitty party is definitely work, and we appreciate it. So now I'm going to add Randy. And it will only let me pick someone who's already a member, and Randy is a member, and you have to have employee permissions, but hopefully you will. Party number 2, and Randy was here for about an hour. And you can see it doesn't have to be rounded to any particular amount. We can do the exact hours and minutes. I don't know if there's any reason not to. I'm just used to in time bank land doing that. But so I'm going to save that, and that's logged our time. And I'm going to ask each of you to log your time on the timesheet. And then we'll learn if you don't have enough permissions. So Eric, yay, great. And once everyone logs their time on the timesheet, we'll do a little bit of a wrap up and sort of a little bit of conversation about how this gets applied and what steps we'll take further. And then we'll be done in the next 22 minutes. So is everyone having an okay time seeing how to log your time?
I'm a step or two behind. I need to edit.
Yep.
Then go to timesheet.
So I can only see my time, right?
I'm not sure. No, you should. I think you would see.
No.
No, it
But
depends.
maybe depending on the right. Yeah, maybe.
It
I don't
depends on
see
the
anybody
right.
else's time.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So that, like everything, is going to be decided by the users. I know that my perspective is maximum openness is really interesting, and that's like what I prefer. I want to see all the activity of everyone, and I know that there are I don't mean to sound that dismissively, my voice did a thing, but there are plenty of good reasons for people to not necessarily want everyone to see all their business in different ways. So that'll be something we need to decide as users and governors of this. And this is just, we're setting it up now, so we're kind of working through it as we go. We'll log the questions here too. So we're going to manage all this stuff, like when there are issues. I'll show you this later. I'm going to show you a couple of the things that we didn't go through today, so you can see what is there. Go ahead, Gorat.
It's just with the we have to work with Odoo a little bit, because the way the Odoo is still corporation software. We are opening it up, but it's still corporation. And if you see others, then you have to give them the permissions to edit them also.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just to see, but then you are also approving the work and stuff like that. So you
Okay.
are like a manager to them. So that's
Yes.
that's something that we have to actually add to the functionality that you see, but you cannot change. Something like that.
Yes. Great. That makes sense.
Okay, I
So,
believe I've added
BJ
my time stuff.
Pardon?
I believe I've added my time.
Hooray. And did you click save?
I think so.
Awesome. And I see Rebecca's joined us, and you're welcome to add your time if you want to. So,
I can't, somehow the edit isn't working for me. I can't activate the edit button. I'm on Shitty Party number 2, but I can't edit. It's sort of grayed out. It's not dark purple.
Okay, let me check. Let me check with the permissions.
So as you're doing that, I just want to sum up a couple things, if that's okay.
Can you just check and see if I did it properly?
Oh,
Let me
yes.
know if my time.
I don't see it. Let me reload again. You put it on Shitty Party 2 under
Okay.
timesheets.
Maybe I didn't save. Let me go back. Yeah, I see it on my timesheet.
All right. I'll just refresh and maybe I'll see it. Oh,
Weird.
that's odd. But it's definitely on number 2 that you added it.
Yes, I see it.
All right. Well, we'll just think that mine needs a minute to catch up or something. And sometimes my stuff does like go to caches for a little while.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I want to just share a couple aspects of this to sum up. So Rebecca, one of the things that you didn't get an opportunity to see is we created this task by duplicating Shitty Party number 1. And then we had everything that was already in the description from that. So we could just adapt it. So what will benefit us is to add more detail, and then each time we do another Shitty Party, we're building on what we've done before. So we don't have to recreate anything. And anybody else who does anything similar can go also, if they have the right permissions, because they're in here really using the stuff, they can also just go duplicate other tasks and projects and then have that nice and easy. And if you've done your timesheets, we also get more of a sense of the amount of work and participation that's going into things. So hopefully we'll see some ways that some of the work sort of ripples out over time, and we'll be able to evaluate that and see who's participating, what kind of time goes into something, and the aim is to make it easier and easier. And then we also can do our communications this way. The followers get copied over too, so you don't have to set up the same team every time either. We can just have work build one thing onto the next. And then other things, you saw that we scheduled some activities. Oops. And I think I should go back to this working at home thing. There are other functionalities. There is a calendar. We're going to link it to other calendars so you can have a consolidated calendar. We haven't linked it yet. And once the users are in sharing the different calendars they use, we'll create the shared calendar functions. We have ways to, well, I think I've showed you almost all the other things. You can create events and have people register for them and create mailing lists. We'll do some of that next time, set up our mailing lists and our mass mailing campaigns and things like that. So once we've created a project with our community, there are going to be a lot of different reasons that we need to reach out to different subsets of people. So we will show you how we can do event management, invitations, email. I'm just trying to find it from here. Like email outreach from here. So that will be coming soon. After that, we'll get into Exchange software and how things connect. So that's it for the part that I was going to show today. Goratz and Sybil, are there things that you wanted to throw in? And if after that, we just take questions and move toward checking out.
I think it's enough. But welcome next Thursday, and also to explore between the session. And don't hesitate to create some project and task, and we can always delete them. So don't be shy. You cannot break anything.
Yes,
And
please feel
welcome.
free to add your things
Yes,
and poke
welcome.
around. You'll see different views. Go ahead, Garrett. Sorry.
No, I'm okay. I didn't.
All right, let's do a round burning questions first. If you don't have a burning question, just go ahead and offer your checkout. So does anyone have a burning question? We'll start with you. All right. So then, yeah, checkout. Do you see next steps for yourself? Do you see, yeah, how are you feeling, including if it was too much, too soon, or anything like that? I'm happy to hear it. Your feedback, however it is welcome. So
This is Rebecca. Sorry I was late. But I've been involved in this for a little bit. My burning questions have to do with apparently what we're going to cover next week about the invites, the email invites, and the thing that Steph, you and I were trying to figure out, like, can we register people on their behalf? Do they have to register themselves? And how do we get that email list? So unfortunately, I'm going to be traveling next Thursday. Actually, I'm heading your way, Eric. Next Thursday, I'll be on the road. So I might not be able to make it, but.
We're also going to do a session for our board and just have some very specific, very specific groupings too of workshops. So we'll definitely, like, you don't have to always make it at this time, and we'll record it, and I'll be a lot easier with it after next week too, or starting next week. So it'll be easier for us to just do it during working sessions. So yes, that is what we will cover next week, is getting our contacts in the different levels that we expect to interact at.
Okay.
Cool.
And for next week, all the contacts that are existing in MAP will be imported in the new tools, but then they will have to be a bit cleaned, unfortunately. But fortunately, there are some duplicate functionality that help to clean contact list.
And it will be good to, I mean, that's part of the point of having shitty parties, because everybody who coordinates stuff has to do work like that. And usually you're doing it by hand. Like, I still have big email lists that are just blind copy, giant lists that I send from my email. And then I get notifications that half the email addresses are bad. And I've been doing that for decades. So going through a shitty time or two, like learning how to clean up a mailing list, I think is really helpful for all of us, whether it's appealing or not. I think it's really good thing to do during shitty parties. So we'll do a bit of that next week, then some people can move on from it too.
At least to start it, because after, but maybe we can we'll see after this month we can continue, because there are always shitty stuff to be cleaned.
Always.
The good thing about Odoo now, this 14, is that when you send out the mail that's going nowhere, it shows you. It gives it puts the mail on a blacklist.
Yeah, I'll even show you the old map. Like this is the old outdated version. It totally, you can schedule mailings and it totally gives you the analysis, shows you how many went out, how many are opened, replied, all that stuff. So it's pretty nice. And this is the thing that's outdated. So it will be a very helpful tool for organizers. Cool. So Eric, what are you thinking? Any questions or checkout?
After watching this, I have more of a question of who, what is the target group for this? Because I found it to be extremely complicated to use and difficult to find parts. And so it seems that it's something only,
Organizers.
it seems that it's something only for the diehards who really want to delve into the software.
Totally. That's why we're at the coordinating part. This is for organizers, project stewards, people who've been in this kind of work and are organizing. Yeah, who are organizing stuff.
Right.
So that's
my,
why
my question is
if
you have a more, I mean, I've seen very general description, but you have like just what you said, but you have more of an idea of who you're expecting to use this and how you're expecting them to use the software.
That's what I'm saying is coordinators and site stewards,
right.
people who are running a whole, you know.
I heard that. My
Yeah.
question is about a more specific description. Coordinators is a very vague term, and organizers is a very vague term. And I just wondering if you have any more detailed descriptions of the target groups.
Of mutual aid networks and similar kinds of projects. So like
already 5 organizations with we can say 10 people that are using it. And yes, and for now it's coordination functionality, because we start by the more complicated, and after we will create some more collaborators functionality with really more easy screen and things like this, but little by little.
Yeah, so one of the projects is a co-op network in France. One of the projects is Kate's Hull and East Riding Time Bank and Mutual Aid Network that's creating like food business, like food enterprise co-ops. And yeah, Humanum, who does what you do. Our I-94 corridor is aiming to connect Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, and the Twin Cities, and some like urban revitalization projects that are like have mutual aid embedded into them pretty deeply. Allentown, they're working with veterans and people with addictions and people who are a lot of groups with people who are homeless, looking to like create ladders from making tinier houses to tiny houses to like long-term housing at the farm that Randy's.
And the reason I asked so specifically is that
there are also some phone app that can ease some functionality.
Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, come. The reason I asked so specifically is that I do a lot of work supporting people using software. And I'm thinking of looking at it this way. If I was trying to help people to use it, people have difficulty when things get very complicated, no matter what their task is.
Yes, we're not at the casual user level at all yet. Okay. That's at the top, and we haven't even begun to populate that. So this is the creation of this software ecosystem, this is the part for the people who are ready to co-create that. I mean, we just cannot meet those needs, and they will be. They're in mind. We have them in mind. We have to work toward those.
I wasn't talking about the casual user. I work mainly in my work with timebanks.org with the coordinators of time banks, who are very intensive users. But I keep discovering how the more complicated the software is, the more difficult it is for them to use it, because they're not just using the software, they're coordinating a project.
Right.
And so that's, I found it, I mean,
Yes.
I know things are in development and it's not finished yet. This is very clear. But
Yes.
I just want to suggest that it become, even for diehards and coordinators and organizers,
I
much
totally
more
know that. We're
easier.
just not capable of it yet. I mean,
Okay.
that's totally the aim.
This is my first time here. I have really don't
Yeah.
have the oversight of where you're at. I'm just,
And
Yeah.
Stephanie, you
I'm
can
just
show
sharing
me.
my opinion of what I see. And
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we share that opinion. That's all.
And,
You're just here like, yeah.
Stephanie, show my portal from the screen you are showing us. My portal. This make very simple.
Oh,
This is
my
for
portal. Okay.
yeah.
my portal.
I
Sorry.
see what time it is. I have to move on to another meeting. Sorry.
See here is very simple.
Okay. Well, thank you. BJ, did you have a question or a checkout that you wanted to share?
Just always forward thinking. So I know currently the board uses a discussion software that they pay for called Lumio.
Oh, yeah.
And it appears to be that this could handle that function currently. Is that accurate?
In terms of like decision making,
Uh-huh.
I haven't used it, but I think there's a lot of similar functionality here. Is that the case?
Okay, if
No.
I could play
Not
around with
yet.
it in that way. Yeah, if I could play
Actually,
around with it in that way to see.
we will not use this messaging. It's just for as a start, because soon we will use Matrix. Maybe Goratz, you can speak a bit more. And when we will do decision making, it will be through Communicator or through Idealum, I think. But we will not
Okay,
use
so
Renew. But
it's
it's
not yet.
possible to use Renew aside and to connect it after if you have.
That's also possible. Yes. Well, Matrix, what we are going to use is capable of connecting all this stuff. Also Lumio. Maybe even there is already a bridge. So
Okay,
so
because I'm trying to think of things that they're already spending money on that they could do, put the money here, and it would support what you're doing because I love what you're doing and the way that it works, you know, with everything. And then the other one is Zoom, you know, that they're paying annually for that. Very simply, I saw that it could be done here. So those were my two questions. I agree with Eric. It's a little clunky from what I saw both last week and this week.
No question.
But very doable, very doable. Not that difficult, you know, but I'm a geeky techie girl too, so.
That's the thing is like, we have not had what we need for the geeks,
of course,
and the like diehards. So that's what we are creating. Like, people have the basic software. Like, we're looking to make this stuff that lets these kind of intensive flows happen without someone just having to like figure out how to do it. You know?
Right. And put it down on a spreadsheet or, you know, make notes on a piece of paper. So yeah, no, it looks really good, especially on the coordinating end.
And the first user are us. Huh? I have just spent 5 last days to do my accounting on this Odoo, the same of one of the French companies that will start to use it. That is starting because it's now 5 days. So we are serving ourselves, and then we think it can serve others.
Yeah, very doable, very doable. Thank you. And I plan on being next week as well because we're stationary, so should be able to make it.
Great, and hopefully we'll see each other on some kind of sprint this summer. Yeah, and yeah, hopefully, I mean, it should just be getting easier and easier. We are like, so I totally agree. I didn't mean to like be all defensive or anything, but it's just where we are.
No. No, I get it.
Yeah. So Brendan,
I didn't feel like you were defensive at all.
Cool, I did. Sorry.
Well, you didn't come off that way, all right?
Good. Thanks. Brendan, any burning questions or checkout for you?
Yeah, I mean, this all makes total sense. It's kind of like it's like I started out a long time ago thinking how to focus on education and like trauma, like support for people who are just different and like divergent or not getting their needs met in usual education. And because I had that experience, and it's kind of sent me on this whole quest over like decades now, and it comes back around to like I mean, a lot of people, people's well-being is messed up because their situations are messed up, and then that's in turn because the structures of society don't meet needs well, and there just needs to be better coordination and just opportunities for people who want to get involved in stuff too. So, and then I've been doing a lot of trying to coordinate, and it's like so difficult if there's not like an existing service, and so I'm interested in and I've been working with people like on just like Telegram or all these different chat platforms, or trying Google spreadsheets, or that all that stuff, and in the middle of being busy and inundated with all kinds of things to do, and then needing to find more people doing this kind of work, and so it's like I'm interested in this, and I can see using a platform like this. And having input or maybe helping somehow with it.
Great. Yeah, thanks for joining up. And it would be great if you're ever around Madison or we're around where you are to meet up in person at some point too, and to support whatever you're working on where you are. So we're going to do this party again next week and get a little bit farther with having actual contacts in there. So if you're available next week, that's great. Please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it sounds good.
Great. And then beyond that, at mutualaidnetwork.org, there's a calendar that has a lot of different things. So there are a lot of different opportunities for you to jump in if you see synergies. And every quarter we do a solidarity summit too. So this next one is June 25th and 26th, and the theme is spreading like wildflowers, and really focusing on the trans-local nature of what we're doing. So hopefully people will be able to find something local that you would like to build, like some kind of partnership, or we're going to be part of a local event that's already happening here, and just explore how we can create opportunities for that kind of trans-local connection and work. So I invite you to consider that too.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm basically ending up working with or whatever people who are just in all different locations, isolated and not near in a particular mutual aid, effort even, or anything often. So yeah, that sounds good.
Joining on the Zooms can be really helpful and nourishing, especially during such a bizarre time in the rest of the world. So please feel free to join anything you like.
Sure, I will. Thank you.
Cool. Did everyone check out Goratz? I don't know if you did a checkout.
No, I didn't. Just wanted to say that again. I have found something new. We are chasing the bug that appears from time to time. That when Odoo sometimes decides to speed up the session and it logs you out after 1 minute or 2 minutes. And I thought that this is happening to everybody who is logged in, and now I realize that it is not. It is happening to a certain user, because BJ was getting that, and while I was, and everybody else was cool. So now we know what to look for. It narrows down the search for bug. So
yes.
I
something
like
good
helping
came
you
out.
find bugs.
Well, yeah, I think we are all here really good at finding bugs.
Indeed.
So thank you everyone very much for being here, and I really especially want to thank Goratz and Sibyl for doing they're doing the super shitty work of getting all this together. It's quite complicated and tedious, and thank you so much. It is so hugely appreciated. So I hope you I hope you know that. Thank you.
I know.
Yeah,
And
sure.
we'll play for. And if you want to be even between the session, then now we have a place to discuss.
Great. Thanks, everybody. See you next
Thanks so
week.
much, Steph. Bye-bye.
Ciao,
Bye,
ciao.
everyone.